Vancouver School, I guess you would say, it's a group of artists dealing with kind of posed photography, you know. Well, that's what I think of it anyway, the work of Jeff and Ian mainly, Ian Wallace. The main proponents of it, ones who kind of put it on the map. They've both been my teachers at different times, and I owe them a lot. I'm happy to be associated with artists, you know, like Ian and Jeff. I guess the difference in my work is that I've taken a more performative approach. I'm not really a photographer. I don't even own a camera, and I work with photographers. My photographic work in the 80s, images of trees, that kind of established me a little bit. They were usually done with a photographer. I did some of them by myself, but most of them were done with a photographer because my work isn't really about being a photographer. I kind of wanted to present myself as an actor, producer, like I was joking earlier, like model being Tom Cruise. It's something that's kind of difficult for me because I'm not a natural performer. I like putting myself in a situation where I don't have complete control over the image, and if I'm the subject, obviously, I have to be directed by somebody else, so I would maybe give my colleagues in the studio a kind of a brief as to what I want. Then I'm kind of directed. I find it harder and harder, like any actor, as they get older, the roles, you know, become more limited. When you're younger, you get so-called leading man roles, you know, you can have, but then you more and more develop into the character roles as you get older. I kind of missed this period, the studio period, that a lot of my peers kind of went through, of like painting as painters. A lot of people like Ian and Jeff Wall, they started as painters and then moved into photography. I talked to people about their recollections of the kind of studio experience painting and the kind of romance of the studio. I felt I kind of missed out on that, and my interest in painting was developed later. So I've been kind of interested in exploring that, and I've been also doing it through photography. The piece that I'm working on now, which is, I like to think of it as the last photographic work I'm going to do. It's called Artist in Artist Bar, and it represents me as a painter in the 50s, sitting in a bar frequented by painters. And there's a lot of art on the walls done by the clientele, and there's also a painting of me drinking a glass of wine in this picture too. So it's a piece about a painter. A light box that I made called Pipe Cleaner Artist, about a kind of hypothetical artist working in the early to mid 60s in Italy. It's kind of a studio as a kind of micro-utopia. I've been exploring the kind of body of work of this hypothetical artist recently, as I did with the drip paintings for a piece called The Gifted Amateur. I continued to make paintings in the style of this imaginary artist. And in the case of the pipe cleaner artist, I'm doing the same now, making these small pipe cleaner works. I always imagine that, you know, maybe if things that had different influences or a different life trajectory, my art might have taken that direction too. I mean, one's perspective changes. You think maybe, oh, it might have been interesting if I had done this instead. And so I kind of end up playing with that a bit. I'm always looking for ways of engaging with painting. I just found like it's a strain sometimes to kind of think about roles to play, and I kind of would rather do something where I don't have to be an actor or performer.
You're retiring your acting?
Yeah, I'm retiring.